What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with the 39th volume of the CTC Lightning Round Review, which is a feature that we used to do every Friday, where we take a look at 8 new products hitting grocery store shelves right now. But this time it's a special, because we've been tasting everything on camera lately, but 8 cereals is a tall task, right, Ryan? I mean, this is gonna be a beefy one. Why don't you come in and take a peek at what we got? So we were only really able to display 4 at a time. So these are the 4 Kellogg's varieties that we're going to be featuring here today. We've got tropical Froot Loops, and look at Toucan Sam's outfit there. He is looking like Guy Fieri or something. I don't know. We've got caramel Apple Jacks, which sounds so good. MashUps. So this is a half Froot Loops, half Frosted Flakes cereal. And then we've got Frosted Flakes with marshmallows. And the marshmallows are really cool. We got Tony shapes. We got paw shapes. We got this, I don't know, little red thing. We got some tiger patterns. Tigers are in right now, so I had to figure Tony was getting some new products. And for the second half of the Lightning Round Review, we've got 2 locally owned Texas grocery store products, but very interesting ones. Horchata Crisps and Tres Leches cereal. Ryan, why don't you come in and take a closer look at these things? It's like you would just expect a grocery store to just kind of stick to the conventional generic stuff, but HEB throwing out that Hispanic heritage with Horchata Crisps and Tres Leches. Couple of interesting cereals that I'm not all that familiar with ever being experimented with before. Then we've got Dunkin' Donuts teaming up with Post for caramel macchiato and mocha latte inspired flavors. So basically, in the interest of saving time, Ryan and I are about to turn off the cameras. We're going to try all 8 of these cereals with and without milk, and when we come back, we're going to be ranking them in a capsule countdown for their taste from worst to first, and giving all 8 products a Gimmick Grade so you know just how interesting it is. And, well, we'll be right back. Ryan and I just ate all 8 cereals, and coming in at 8th place on today's capsule countdown for taste, unfortunately, it's the Post Dunkin' Donuts Mocha Latte cereal. And I got this for $3.99. at Reasor's in Tulsa. Beautiful, beautiful box. What a well done product in terms of feeling like Dunkin' Donuts and also just being a really attractive looking cereal. I really can't count off anything for the Gimmick Grade. I mean, that box is beautiful, right, Ryan? I mean, that's an eye-catching box. Great brand mashup. 9 out of 10 for the Gimmick. However, out of the box, to me, as a non-coffee drinker, it tastes offensive. There's a little bit of chocolate flavor, but not even a pleasant one. And then when you throw milk on it, it somehow gets worse. I don't know. Ryan, you like coffee, and you were pretty repulsed by it as well. I think it has kind of a burnt flavor, and sometimes coffee has a burnt flavor. Yeah. So, you know, maybe that's accurate, but doesn't make for a very good cereal. I'm going to be a harsh critic here, but I got to say 8th place on today's capsule countdown and a 2 out of 10. And coming in at 7th place on today's capsule countdown, unfortunately, despite high expectations, it is the caramel Apple Jacks from Kellogg's. I got this box for $3.49 at Market Street, which is Albertsons owned. And look, I gotta tell you, when we came into this this lightning round, I really expected this to be number 1. How about you, Ryan? I mean, it really sounded like the most interesting, well, maybe not even the most interesting, but just the tastiest new concept. A brand extension that really made sense for Apple Jacks. But, you know, when it all boiled down to is the smell was delicious and everything else was either too sweet or nothing. So when we started eating it dry, you taste 90% caramel and 10% Apple Jacks, which is not the right ratio because Apple Jacks are delicious. And the caramel taste is also that kind of weirdly thin caramel, like not like a rich, kind of chewy where there's original caramel, not like that. It's like a, it's like the thin caramel that they'd put in like an ice cream bar or something. It's not that great. And then in milk, it tastes like absolutely nothing. I don't even know how that happened. All the flavor evaporated. And the smell is wafting into my nose right now and trying to make me edge this grade higher, but I'm not gonna do it. It's a 3.5 out of 10, and considering I expected it to be probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10, that is a far steep fall. From a Gimmick Grade perspective, though, I mean, it's kind of interesting, kind of cool. I give the Gimmick a 7 out of 10. I like these little Apple Jacks guys. I bet it did, but it's been a minute. I'm sure I have a caramel Apple Jacks in my collection, but my From the Archives product is way cooler, and you already know. And that brings us to 6th place on today's Capsule Countdown. It is the Tropical Kellogg's Froot Loops, our first Froot Loops entry of the day. Bright, beautiful colors on the box here. I got this particular box for $3.99 at Winn-Dixie in New Orleans. And look, Gimmick Grade. Toucan Sam has got a Hawaiian shirt with tropical fruits on it. I mean, it's the orange is so eye-catching. I wish you guys could see it in the cereal aisle. It's just really a thing of beauty. I'm going to give the Gimmick an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's great. Yeah. Tropical fruit, you know, it's like a reasonable brand extension, but one that you wouldn't necessarily predict. Now, that brings us to the taste. Of course, you guys know it's 6 out of 10, so really didn't do that great of a job. Right out of the box, it's really a pineapple-flavored sticky cereal. That's okay. And then when you put it in a bowl and pour milk on it, it turns into just basically Froot Loops. I don't know how that happens, but it never is a united front of Froot Loops and tropical, which I was really interested to taste that. And I'm really disappointed that I didn't get that. And like, because out of the box it just tastes like pineapple, and in the bowl it just tastes like Froot Loops, it's an underwhelming version of both flavors. So I give it a 4.5 out of 10, 6th place on today's Capsule Countdown. And coming in at 5th place on today's Capsule Countdown, we've got Kellogg's MashUps cereal, combining Frosted Flakes and Froot Loops. Now, I really hope that this is the beginning of a line where they're combining their different cereals, because this box is extremely beautiful, extremely eye-catching. Cool idea and minimal effort on their part. $2.99 at Market Street in Fort Worth. Well, so here's the good news. If you like Froot Loops, you're going to love this cereal. Here's the bad news. If you like Frosted Flakes, why don't even get it? Right? Look, as a gimmick, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a beautiful box. I think it makes sense. I'm going to give the Gimmick an 8 out of 10. But taste, I do like the taste of Froot Loops. But I really was looking forward to seeing what Frosted Flakes could add to the mix. I think that they would have to adjust the ratio. It's about a 1-to-1 ratio, or maybe even like 60% Froot Loop and 40% Frosted Flakes. You would have to get like 75% Frosted Flakes and 25% Froot Loops for the Frosted Flakes to really showcase their taste in this mix. So it's a flawed product, still tastes good, so it's really tough to give it lower than a 6 out of 10, but I think that's about where I'm comfortable. So 5th place on today's Capsule Countdown is 6 out of 10. And as we pass the halfway mark on today's Capsule Countdown, we've got the second of our post-Dunkin' Donuts cereals. This one is the Caramel Macchiato variety. Also purchased for $3.99 at Reasor's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Beautiful box. Outstanding design. Once again, a 9 out of 10. Well executed gimmick. I'm not big on the coffee flavor. We've made that known. It's a little less coffee out of the box than its Mocha predecessor. But in milk, it actually just tastes more like caramel. You get a little bit of the marshmallow flavor. just a more pleasant mix. Ryan, I know you didn't like it out of the box, even though you do like coffee, and you did really like it in the milk bowl.
Good in the bowl.
So, you know, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 in 4th place on today's Capsule Countdown. And it's bronze medal time, clearing the deck of our Kellogg cereals here. We've got the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes with Marshmallows cereal. $2.99 at Market Street in Fort Worth. And, you know, I like Frosted Flakes a lot. I think everybody pretty much does. It's a universally loved cereal. I don't really need marshmallows in my Frosted Flakes, but you know, when you're eating it out of the box, just dry, you do get a bit of that marshmallow flavor, which made it a little tiny bit too sweet. But then when you put it in milk, something magic happens when you put Frosted Flakes in a bowl of milk. It feels cooler. It makes the milk sweeter. You know, it's a special thing, and you still maintain that, but you get that weird airy crunchiness of the marshmallows, which I think actually positively adds to the texture. And some of that sweetness that you lose to the milk gets replaced by the marshmallows. So it actually is a very well-designed cereal. I think the idea of doing the Tony the Tiger themed marshmallows was pretty cool. The box is maybe a little bit plain, but not too bad. I'll give the gimmick a 6 out of 10. But I think that the taste actually fares quite a bit better. I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10 and 3rd place on today's Capsule Countdown.
Ready. And
sorry to all you non-Texans, but HEB, a regional grocery store chain, is coming through with the top 2 spots on today's Capsule Countdown. And we're starting with the Horchata Crisps, sugar-coated rice flakes with cinnamon from the Texas grocery store chain. Now, horchata, you know, popular drink at kind of the Tex-Mex establishments, the you know, kind of Hispanic market type product, kind of thing that you would find at HEB, but not in a cereal. And I think that that's actually really cool. $2.50 at HEB, which is actually a little steep for a store brand, you know, cereal, but well worth it. Very cool to see them getting so innovative with this stuff. I'm going to give the gimmick a 9 out of 10. I like the font. I like the presentation. You can still tell it's like a store brand thing, but they put some effort into it, and they put a lot of effort into the crazy idea. The taste out of the box, dry. It's the best cereal we had all day. But in the bowl, it does have some of the flaws of just a regular Rice Krispies, where it gets soggy very quickly. And really the only taste that remains is cinnamon. So it's like eating cinnamon Rice Krispies once it's in milk. And that flavor is a little plain to be 1st place on a Capsule Countdown. So I'm going to have to give it 2nd place, but a solid 8 out of 10 and the best cereal to eat dry. And that brings us to our winner. Ryan, look at that Saved by the Bell type background noise that they got going on. It's the HEB Tres Leches cake inspired cereal. You get a blend of sugar frosted cornflakes, yogurt flavor coated cornflakes, granola, and sugar frosted cinnamon rice flakes. That is a exhausting description, but it's all true. You taste all of it. The cool thing is, when you have it right out of the bowl, it does taste like a Tres Leches cake. It really does. Very accurate flavor. But then when it's in milk, it's not just the flavor, it's also the texture that really is so unique and so delicious. If you like Tres Leches cake, I really do think that you're going to like it. But if you like any yogurt covered elements to your cereal, I'd say this is at or near the best that's ever been done. So outstanding job to HEB. I'm also going to give it a 9 out of 10 gimmick grade, like I did with the Horchata Crisps, but it's going to get a much higher grade for the taste. I'm going all the way to a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow,
is that too high, Ryan?
No,
okay. Yeah, I saw the wow. His eyes lit up. Sometimes that means a challenge flag's coming in. I didn't know. But 9.5 out of 10, 1st place on today's Capsule Countdown. And if you're anywhere near the great state of Texas, I would say you should probably go get this because it's outstanding. Now, we've been talking about a lot of cereals, 25% of which have been Dunkin' Donuts. So why not show you a Dunkin' Donuts cereal from 1988? Back in those days, they respected the palate of those of us that don't really like coffee, and they came out with donuts flavored cereal, right? So this Dunkin' Donuts cereal features Fred the Baker, the time to make the donuts guy, and he's actually peddling a duffel bag on the back of this thing.
That's amazing.
Which is outstanding. Oh, did you see this Ever Ready Dream Chasers? They're like a, there's a little flashlight light show that you can do with these. So back in the 80s, they had a glazed cereal and a chocolate one. I liked this one just because of the different promotional tie-ins. You know, I guess I could have showed some more different ones, but this to me I thought was the coolest of my Dunkin' Donuts cereal collection. The thing about Dunkin' Donuts cereal is that at that time it was made by Ralston Purina, and now it's made by Post. You know, it's kind of the next in the lineage, but it is different. Certainly the design elements, I mean, you can really see, I mean, this is very classic, this is very modern. I think that both are incredibly well done, and I'm really looking forward to see if maybe Dunkin' Donuts can do another donut-flavored cereal, because I think that it is long past due that we get a return for something that just sounds so delicious, and I'd really be excited to try. And speaking of trying stuff, oh, Ryan, we've been waiting on this one. These Lay's flavor icons have been out since basically the day we filmed last time. So we kind of missed the boat. We have 5 different flavors of regional inspired Lay's flavors. You know, every year Ryan and I touch upon these. We got all 5 bags, and we are definitely looking forward to trying them. So we hope you join us this upcoming Monday. We're back on the regular schedule. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the review. And of course, until next time, I will miss you until I see you.